What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 57 Civs AI only world battle. Lots going on. Few Civs leaving us in the last few episodes. Austria, most recently, I think. Did anyone else? I think everyone else has just about survived for now. But there is still some Civs whose lives may be hanging in the balance. Actually, I don't know. I think all the small ones are doing okay. Siam could be in trouble. They are definitely in trouble. Mongolia potentially as well. It could go horribly wrong for them. Korea has got 2 cities down to 0 health, so they should be able to grab those these turn, and they do go before Mongolia, so they'll have a bit of a head start as well. The Iroquois also broke out into a war with Texas, so we'll see. They should be able to grab that nearby city. Oh, they just missed out, but it's down to 0 health again. But yeah, this will be a pretty big battle. Texas hopefully can hold on, at least for a while. But yeah, this could be really big for the Iroquois and probably really necessary because Korea was starting to run away with this one. So it's good to see the Iroquois making some moves. Try and slow down Korea. Well, not slow them down. It's nothing to do with Korea. But, keep up with them. Or go faster than them. I don't know. But see, they're very separate. I doubt they have that many interactions. Somehow Korea only managed to grab one of those cities. I guess they only had one melee unit close enough. But there we go. They grabbed this one. Very close now to Mongolia's new capital, which is 29 pop. They will not want to lose that. One of the biggest cities in the world. And this one's at 23 as well. That would be a big blow as well to lose that. And Korea getting much stronger with every city they capture. Ethiopia, I think, should be fine to hold off the rest of Egypt. And there you go. They do eliminate Siam though. So there's a little bit of a trade. Probably not the best of trades, but better than nothing. They could have just lost a city. That wouldn't have been good. So at least they got something in return. Indonesia v Carthage, well, that is pointless. And France, Carthage, I don't even think that matters because France is not in the Mediterranean. Belgium's borders, cutting them off. I think Belgium and Carthage might still be at war, but they can't get to each other. It's very, very awkward down there. Some of the things that were going on, because there was some damage popping up every now and then. I think that's what it was when I had no idea. But yeah, Belgium can't really get to them anymore. I think, anyway. I might be completely wrong. They seem to have open borders with Spain, but... Oh no, and Carthage. Oh no, maybe they're at war with them, that's why they're here. Who knows? No, because then they could come down here, but then I guess Spain's in the way. We'll never know. Britain is actually fighting Benin, it would seem. A little naval battle off the coast of Ireland. Not what I was expecting, but there you go. It's what we got. That is, we'll have to just enjoy what we have. We can't ask for more than that. Burundi completes the Manhattan Project. That's pretty scary. This just tiny little nation trapped in the middle completing the Manhattan Project. I said there's going to be some countries that are really strong that, get taken out in a war but left with 1 or 2 cities. But they still have really good technology that they obviously got beforehand. I think it's something actually happens to Korea quite a lot in normal games. They do expand a little bit at the start, but then someone kicks them out and they're left in sort of Korea, the peninsula, and then it just falls apart. But they still have good technology because of all the time they did have those big cities where they were keeping up, and obviously their own unique bonuses. Samoa is at war with Ethiopia. I don't know if it's going to go super well. They did start sieging out this city, but that seems to have stopped for now. Oh, now they've put 2 cities in the yellows, and maybe, okay, a lot of boats turning up actually. This is a little concerning, although the submarines not as useful. They will obviously sink all the boats and stuff, but it's the ironclads and the privateers that will have to put in a lot of the work with the help of the planes as well, of course. Don't forget the planes. They're the big unit here. Right, next turn. But yeah, I'm excited for Egypt. I said we need to see some of the African civs get bigger if they wanted to be in that top 10. We've seen the Songhai kill Mali. We've seen Burundi fall mostly to Congo and the South Africans as well now. And now Congo's starting to win against South Africa, I would say. Well, South Africa's gained 1 city so far. The Congo have gained 2. So I think you have to give it to the Congo. And also I think that island of Madagascar is safe. There is now an infantry unit on its way over, which would be able to steal it away. But at this rate, we could end up seeing Congo conquering Cape Town, although that is a bit less likely. The city defense is much higher than any of the other cities. It's not even close. These are all 50s. France piecing out with the Songhai. That didn't last too long. Not that it mattered, so it wasn't going to last that long. Lots going on across this region. Japan has actually turned up, so maybe someone will grab the Panama Canal City. Someone's also bombing the Mayan capital. I'm going to assume that's Japan. El Paso, Texas here in Mexico, also being heavily attacked by planes. And Iroquois have nukes now, so that gets even worse for Texas. Hopefully they'll be spared from that. But so far so good. They've made it through 3 turns of this war so far. And yeah, the longer they can hold the Iroquois back, the better for everybody. Because once Texas starts to fall to them, I think that's it. You look at some of these cities: San Antonio 19, Houston 20, Austin 18. Those are going to be really good for the Iroquois if they get those. Right, Brazil v the Inca. Sadly, I don't really see Brazil coming around here. The mountains completely cut them off, so this is pretty pointless. Even though they are, they share a massive border, probably one of the biggest borders between 2 civs in the world. It's an interesting thing to look at. We don't normally look at that. We look at sort of size and stuff, but now who shares the biggest border. In terms of like pure land borders, the Congo South Africa one's currently quite big. Obviously, it spreads to other places. Benin and Congo. Benin, Songhai. Benin has massive borders with everyone. Egypt as well. All quite big borders. Songhai, Morocco border's pretty big. I'll just go for the major land ones. I won't count if it's the sea and stuff. Belgium's obviously got some weird, very long borders with everybody. Wouldn't really count that though, because they're just it's so weird. That's just a weird shape. The Danish one's okay, but again a bit weird. Going on to islands and stuff. Germany's with the 2 Sicilies is quite long, all the way from up here round to over here. I imagine Russia's with the Huns is pretty huge as well. That's quite interesting. But yeah, Brazil and the Inca also with a fairly long one. And there you go, the Corral. Oh, a few wars against Persia. None of those matter. And the Corral I just nearly forgot what they were called. The Corral complete the Manhattan Project. So that's a little alarming for Brazil. I'm surprised. They would have had more luck going after the Corral. I mean, this city's open. That one's a little harder, but this one's obviously pretty valuable as well. So a bit surprised there. Yep, 2 Sicilies join. Persia should be fine. I don't think there's anyone that could take out Persia at the moment. It will eventually, I assume, happen, but it needs to be someone with planes and stuff, and it's going to take a while. Like, it might be Harappa eventually, and Ethiopia could potentially do it if they got the technology. But Byzantium's probably the only one I could really see doing it any time. Even in I wouldn't even say in the near future. It's going to be a while, but yeah. If not, it would be a big team, obviously. If the Huns, the Goths, I know the Goths did just join in, but the Huns were in, Harappa, Ethiopia, Byzantium all together, then maybe they could just sort of do it by sheer force. But if not, you're going to probably need planes just because of the mountains and stuff to get in there. It's not quite coastal. It's like a very good city placement, or very lucky capital site. I think that's where their capital was. I don't think I moved them. I moved some of the civs, but not Persia. Samoa v Ethiopia. Again, let's see how this is going. See, God, Samoa. Rooting for you a little bit here, just out of, because I think it's interesting. I don't have anything wrong with Ethiopia. There we go. So that city in the south is in the red. That's concerning. And the coastal one's in the yellow. Ethiopia could be in a bit of trouble here. And it would be a bit weird if Samoa emerges as one of the powers in Africa. But I'm all for it. This sounds good. Someone actually informed me that it's not that unrealistic. And that I don't know if it was exactly Samoans, but people from this region were the first to populate Madagascar. I did not know that, and I haven't verified that, but if that is true, that is awesome. So there you go. We got a bit of, not really history repeating itself. It's the 1860s, but there we go. A little bit late. 1868, the world is full of atomic bombs and rocket artillery, at least for some. Okay, let's see, the Iroquois v Texas. Will they grab anything? New York is actually under a little bit of a siege. It won't be much, but there you go. Problem is, Texas will probably waste a few units attacking New York and then end up just losing all their control of the entrance. Because if you could just protect the entrance to the Gulf of Mexico, you could probably do okay. Right, a few peace deals there for the Songhai. I would hope they didn't gain any cities through that. Doesn't look like it. And Russia also joining against Persia. Again, not super important. Texas has survived again. San Antonio's back up to full health. Richardson here is at none, but they seem to be clinging on just about. El Paso's also pretty low, but they do have some boats blocking the entrance. Okay, so Mongolia did regain the city very briefly, but Korea responds by taking both of them. So pretty rough for Mongolia. And there you go. That's a double whammy. And it's looking good. Korea. Mongolia still have 4 cities, but I would say at this point they might have fallen out of the top 10. And they certainly will if they lose that 29 population city. But yeah, Korea certainly pulling away. The Iroquois almost need to be successful against Texas now if they want to retake the overall lead. As a guess. Yeah, I've not looked. The Iroquois might be like 500 points ahead. I have no idea. I'm just guessing. From my estimation, I would put them pretty close. I mean, we can have a look. I mean, it's not too painful when it loads. Come on. You know, you want to. It's like having a dog. Well, I don't know actually, I have a dog, but it's like having a pet trying to make it follow you. Like, come on, open, please, open sesame. Or trying to do some dodgy magic tricks. I don't know. Something like that. I have not much experience of either. Well, I guess unsuccessful magic tricks. We probably all have some experience of those. We all think we can do it, and then we realise we can't. Brazil, why is your turn taking like 5 years? Is there a reason for this? We're not even staring at you. Probably shouldn't, because that'll make it worse. It's because they're trying to attack through mountains, and they don't understand. They're literally probably walking into every mountain like, oh no. Oh, maybe it was because it was trying to load up that, which I didn't even want. The Iroquois, 1,364 points. Korea, 1,314. So Korea are actually 50 points shy at the moment. I mean, again, it doesn't matter a huge amount, but we'll see how they end up. Again, it doesn't matter. You guys will get to vote. All that matters is the 10th, 11th place cutoff, because the Civ that comes 11th won't be included in the vote. It will just be the top 10, and then you can choose the positions of the top 10. Seemed to be pretty fair last time. I don't think there was anything too outrageous. So we should be okay. Plus my pick is dead, so it's not like I'm going to influence it and cheat or anything. And I do it on YouTube in the community tab, so you can all see who's voted. Well, you can't see who's voted, but you can see the numbers for each one. It's out there in the open. It's not like I'm hiding it and just telling you the results. South Africa has conquered Madagascar, so that's good for them. However, Cape Town is under siege, and losing this would be a major blow. Even if they lose it and get it back, so much population will be gone. It'll be rough. Benin has peaced out with Great Britain after the Battle of the Atlantic. It was a pretty crazy one, but that has now come to an end. Nothing from the two Sicilies. Japan having their turn. Japan's been quiet for a while. I'm excited to see what they do next. They've really built up. Obviously, they conquered Southeast Asia. They've built a huge amount of planes since they're actually, to be fair, they are going after the Mayans, so maybe that will work for them. But yeah, I want to see what Japan gets up to. That could be... They're definitely a contender. I would put them up there still for a top 5 slot, maybe. I think Korea, the Iroquois, Brazil and Japan might be my top 4. That might be harsh. I haven't really looked at the Huns enough. They haven't really done anything at all for so long that I've kind of forgotten the Huns, so they will sneak in there. Belgium as well. It's just their borders are so weird. It's hard to rank them well. So yeah, I would say my top 4 is Japan, Korea, the Iroquois, and Brazil. They might not be the actual top 4, but I think they're the clear. Those 4 are definitely in there, and I'm sure the Huns are as well, but I don't really know. It's hard to tell with the minimal information. But Japan looks really good. They look technologically very strong. Just a big advantage. They're doing a lot of crazy things. Also, excitement. It is part of these games, how exciting a Civ is. Japan has just done a lot of exciting things. So has Korea. Attila just conquered Russia at the start and then gave up. So you can't really give him any bonus points. But that'll be it for this episode. It looks like next episode will start with California conquering the Mayans' capital, mostly through Japan's hard work, but they will probably get that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.